And the News at 6 tonight begins with something that's very difficult for us to talk about and share with you. Perhaps you've heard by now that legendary WSA 9 anchor and reporter Bruce Johnson has passed away. Bruce passed after a heart attack suffered yesterday morning at a hospital in Delaware. Our thoughts and prayers are with his wife Lori, son Brandon, and daughters Kershana and Carolyn, as well as his grandchildren and siblings.
Words can't describe what Bruce meant to this community for more than 40 years. You welcomed him into your homes to tell your stories, the stories that matter to all of us.
Tonight, though, it's our turn. Delia Gonsalves with us here in the studio. Delia, you talked to a lot of people today, a lot of love, a lot of remembrances for Bruce. It's a lot to process. What have you been hearing?
Exactly that, right? I mean, he led with love everywhere he went. And folks just have this admiration and appreciation for who he was and what he leaves behind. We all hate that Bruce has left us as early as he did. He had so much ahead of him, but his work ethic and passion for telling your stories not only made him one of a kind, but it was motivation for everyone around him. Bruce Johnson, the gold standard, a journalist's journalist, a news legend who always remained humble, even when we spoke to him just before his retirement.
This business shows me I've never had a journalism course.
But you can't teach what Bruce Johnson had. His curiosity and compassion drove his commitment to excellence. His former colleagues say it best.
If I were to synopsize Bruce from a professional standpoint, the intrepid reporter. Everyone knew that if they saw him, it was like 60 Minutes coming to the door. He always asked the hard questions, the insightful questions, but never with an ulterior motive other than to get to the truth.
Always amazed at his intricate knowledge of city politics. He knew the players, he knew what they were doing, and he knew their motivations.
Well, he just had a magnetic personality. So much energy and so much love for people. He really, really loved people.
He's a guy who never sat down. In this book, he tells us that his first car had no reverse gear. And I like that. It's kind of a metaphor for his life because the guy never backed up.
The last time we saw him, he was smiling, he looked good, he sounded good, and I got the best hug from him. And I'm so grateful for that hug.
All those familiar faces and people that we have loved and grown up with and seen forever. I asked Maureen Bunyan what people can learn from Bruce Johnson, not just reporters, but what you at home can learn from Bruce Johnson. And she said, have passion, have a sense of direction and devotion to not only your work, but to people around you. Yeah. And I think that sums up Bruce Johnson perfectly. Yeah. He was a journalist, but he was very comfortable out in the street talking to people. And that was where he wanted to be.
And would talk to anyone. Anyone, any and everybody knew who he was. And you and I and all of us have been out on the streets where people have asked about him specifically. Mm-hmm. Larry's good to see you. Where's Bruce?
Right.
Well, he's home. and that says a lot about the impact that he's had in this community, that people, when they think about Channel 9, they think about him. And they think about the fact that he's not only been in their living rooms, but he's been on the streets, telling their stories, talking to people that maybe some folks, when at first glance, would be concerned about or scared of, but he shows no fear and is interested in telling their stories as authentically as he would tell the story of anybody else in this community.
The mayor said it perfectly when she said he not only covered the news, but covered the stories behind the newsmakers, really getting into the details and getting in depth into who people are and what their motivations are.
So many of the things that I've thought about today, one of which is, and I'd love to be able to ask the mayor this question, or any of the preceding mayors that Bruce covered, and ask, when a communications aide would walk into your office and say, Bruce Johnson just called, what they thought in that moment,
Yes.
What was coming over them. Not that he was somebody that inspired fear, but he was somebody who was set out to get to the truth. And I think we'd also be remiss if we talk about, this is beautiful that those of us who shared this on air life with Bruce, get to share and talk about him. So many of the folks behind the scenes here at the stations too, so many of the young producers and the older producers here, everyone has so much to say about Bruce. I would encourage you to just go on Twitter, type in Bruce's name, see what some of all the folks here in the station are sharing about him and the indelible moments that he left with them.
Lasting impact for sure.
Yeah. All right, Delia, thank you so much.